Hey guys, so I'm filming another market vlog for you, but this one is gonna be a little bit different because it's a little bit more special. Basically, I am going to be selling at the Thrifted This pop-up in Toronto this weekend. And if you guys haven't heard of it before, first of all, I think it's like the first one technically that they're doing, but it is essentially like a little thrift market pop-up, except with like thrifting influencers. So basically all of like the top Toronto thrifters are gonna be there. If you guys know who Sarah Dunk is, I'm sure you do. If you watch my channel, you probably watch her channel. She is a Toronto thrifting YouTuber and content creator. She's the one who's putting on the event. And I was just like randomly scrolling through TikTok one day like I normally do, and one of her videos popped up on my feed. Basically her saying like, hey, if you're in the Toronto area and you're like a thrifting influencer content creator, to send her a DM on Instagram. And I saw that and I was like, you know what? That sounds like me. Like I'm in the Toronto area, like I make thrifting content. So I was like, you know what? Let me send her a DM. So I had no idea what it was for. So I ended up sending her a DM. She ended up responding to me. And she basically was like, hey, like I'm running this pop-up in Toronto and wanted to know if you're interested in selling there. And if you guys watched my vlogs before, you know that this past summer I've been selling like pretty consistently at market. So I was like, oh my God, this is like such a perfect opportunity to kind of like branch out into a different market. But what I didn't realize is that this was going to be like an event with like the top people in like the thrifting world in the Toronto area. So I'm pretty mind blown that I got invited, but I think this is going to be such a cool opportunity, and honestly just sounds like a great opportunity to do some networking and like meet people who do similar things that I do. I feel like this is all really crazy, but of course I'm gonna take you guys along for the journey. These are like the content creators that I look up to, that I like started my channel after watching theirs, and yeah, I'm honestly just really honored and very grateful that I was chosen, because there's only like 10 of us and I'm definitely on like the lower end in terms of like, you know, my audience. So I'm feeling very, very grateful. There's basically like less than a week till the event, and they've already like put out some cool promos and posters with like me on it, which is like, once again, just like so crazy. I'm gonna show you a little bit of prep that I'm gonna be doing this week, and then obviously eventually take you guys with me to the actual pop-up. So it's actually the night before the pop-up and I'm just starting to get ready. I definitely didn't mean to do this last minute, but I just did not have any other time to prep for this. Plus, I usually end up prepping the night before markets anyways, and this market is like way less complicated, so I'm not too worried. But why it's less complicated is because, for one, I can only bring 50 items because we each only have like one rack, where normally I bring like at least triple that. So honestly, I'm very excited to like not be bringing like a million things with me. Plus, I don't have to bring any of my hangers. I don't have to bring my own clothing rack or anything like that. So I feel like it's gonna be like such a breeze, you know? But I did just start laying a bunch of stuff on my bed to decide what I'm gonna bring, what 50 items I'm gonna bring. The thing that is gonna take me a bit of time though is going to be like doing the pricing and labeling. And even though most of my items are priced already, it was requested that we all do like our own branding for our items, which is totally understandable, but my items are kind of like a weird mix. I'll show you. I would say about half, if not most of my items are labeled with like this, just these like generic little tags, whereas what I want them to be is labeled with my business cards, and the price is just on the back. And honestly, this was something I wanted to switch to anyways, so I'm kind of glad that I'm forced to do it now. So that is exactly what I'm doing right now. Out with the old, in with the new. It is annoying because I do have to like hole punch all of these, but it's fine. And it does make it a lot easier that I can just like copy whatever it says onto here. I don't have to like read the tag, figure out the sizing. So honestly, I don't think it'll take too long. Also, I just borrowed this from a friend, and this is my first time that I'm going to be using the Square, so this can like accept credit card payments and stuff. Usually I just do e-transfer, PayPal, cash, so this is going to be really interesting to experiment with tomorrow, but I'm going to also have to set this up tonight. And the reason I wanted to try the Square out like specifically this time is, one, Sarah did recommend it, but two, I feel like because this is in like an actual indoor shop, people are kind of like expecting more like professionalism with like, you know, paying credit card and stuff, whereas when you're just like outside in a park, I feel like people accept the kind of like DIY-ness. So I feel like now's like the perfect time to try it. So just a little bit of prep to do, but I think we're gonna be okay. And I'm pretty excited for tomorrow. I feel like it hasn't like fully hit me yet. But yeah, for now, we're gonna be working on like the pricing. Alright guys, good morning. I'm ready to go. This is my outfit, of course. Had to wear the Converse because this is sponsored by Converse. I don't know if I said that before the event is. But yeah, super excited. So let's go. Bright and early.
Yes.
But yeah, it's like honestly really busy.
Really packed. It's gonna be a good day for you though.
I know, I hope so. So
I think
thanks for coming by.
Yeah, of course. Smash that like button.
Yeah.
And subscribe.
Check out Lindsay's channel.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, it's been super busy. I haven't even had a chance to show the setup, but got one rack here in this like corner. I could only bring like 50 items, so this is like pretty much all of them. Got the bucket hats on the ends. And it's already been like an hour and I've sold a ton of stuff, so I honestly should have brought more. I always need to bring more stuff, but it's going very well.
Hello. It is me.
What are you doing here?
Supporting.
Thank you.
Looking around.
Thank you.
She's doing a great job. She's doing very good.
Hey guys, just checking in, but we have a little bit more than an hour left, but been a great day so far. It's been so busy all day and lots of great sales, so doing good. This is what the rack is looking like now. Definitely a lot emptier. It was like pretty jam-packed before, so very good. Look who came to help me clean up. Thank you. We're putting everything away now. Also, look how cool. I got my own pair of Converse. So excited to wear these. Okay guys, so it's now been a few days since the Thrifted This pop-up, and of course I wanted to do just like a little debrief, a little bit of like my thoughts of how it went, and of course let you guys know exactly how much money I made. So first off, I just wanted to say the event was so cool, definitely like my favorite market I've ever sold at. It ended up being super successful in my opinion. There was just like so many people there that showed up, especially like right at the beginning when the doors first opened. It was like kind of crazy because the place just like flooded in, and I thought, you know, okay, morning rush, you know, there was a lot of incentive for people to come at the beginning to win the free Converse that they were giving away, so I thought maybe it was gonna kind of like die down a little bit throughout the day, but no, it was literally busy all day long. So the team obviously did an amazing job of like advertising this event and like making it worth it to come out. So it was super cool. And of course, it was just like so fun getting to meet all these new people. And what was special about this market is that everyone there was kind of like an influencer of some sort. So it's cool to like talk to people who are really like-minded as you, not even just like with selling, but with also like content creation and stuff. So that was amazing. And I obviously love like talking to all the people who are buying buying stuff or even just like looking at my clothes. It's always like super rewarding. So thank you to anyone if you did end up buying something. This time around, like I said, I actually ended up using my Square so that people could just like tap with their credit cards or debit cards. And I am so glad that I ended up trying that out this time because the sales were just so busy that it would have been such a pain and honestly like would have slowed things so much down if each person had to be like e-transferring. So that was the perfect time to test it out, and I'm kind of hooked on Square now, so I'm definitely gonna have to like invest in my own because it is just like so much easier. So all in all, an incredible event. But now let's kind of get more into like the sales. I ended up selling 22 items that day, which is right around what I typically sell for a market, but keep in mind at this one, I was only allowed one rack, so I only brought around maybe just over 50 items when typically I bring at least double if not triple that. So the fact that almost 50% of my inventory ended up selling is incredible and really like goes to show, like I said, how successful this was. I definitely regret not bringing more clothes. I feel like that's always my one thing. Like my one big tip is like always bring way more clothes than you think, because I definitely could have been like replenishing it throughout the day and like definitely could have made some more sales with that. But I was talking to like other vendors and they kind of were like experiencing the same thing, so I didn't feel like too bad about that, but definitely something I need to keep in mind for next time. And this time around I really brought like a very specific fall kind of wardrobe, and in terms of what like specifically sold, I feel like it was a really good like balance of stuff. Like I sold a lot of jeans, a lot of sweaters, a lot of jackets, and like a dress and a skirt here and there, which totally makes sense because we are like full force into fall now. If you do want to know exactly what I ended up selling at this event, I am going to be including it in my what sold video, but you will have to wait till the end of the month for that. But basically I ended up making $590 total, which is my gross total. So we do have a couple expenses that I'm going to talk about. The first one, of course, is always my cost of goods. So basically how much each item that I ended up selling cost me to buy. That was kind of like my highest expense, and that ended up being $115. Next up, we have parking. So it did, obviously cost me to park there. Parking was pretty expensive at $23.75, which I was kind of surprised at because it wasn't like a super busy area. But next up we have gas. So I basically spent around roughly $20 in gas to get there. And then my very last expense is actually the Square fee. So even though using the Square is like super convenient, they do take a small fee depending on if the person's paying debit or credit. But that only ended up being $6.18. So really just like a small drop in the bucket. Meaning that at the end of the day, I ended up making $424.47, making this my most successful market yet. Now I will say that this 100% has to do with the fact that I didn't actually have to pay like a market fee to sell here. I think because the event was sponsored, all the vendors were invited to sell for free. So that was so awesome, super cool. And if I did have to pay a fee, obviously that would have lowered my profits by like, a significant amount. So we definitely need to take that into consideration. But either way, I'm super, super happy with that. To like be selling with all these super cool people, like the top people in the thrifting game, was something really special and like a really big accomplishment for me, I guess. So definitely an event that was super, super memorable. And huge shout out to Sarah for inviting me to this pop-up. I once again just feel really honored. Huge shout out to her for like organizing the whole thing, because that takes so much work. So what a perfect way to kind of end the market season. I'm not sure like when my next market will be, but very excited to see what the future holds. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next week.